Shalom, everyone. Rabbi Derek here, Beth Messiah Synagogue. Back again for another daily devotional as we count the Omer, the gap between the Passover and Shavuot, the Feast of Weeks. Today is Omer Day 16, which is 2 weeks and 2 days. And I want to draw your attention to Matthew chapter 9, verse 9. It says, as Yeshua went on from there, he saw a man called Matthew sitting in the tax collector's office. And he said to him, "Follow me." And he got up and followed him. Matthew was an unlikely choice, an incredibly unlikely choice to be a follower of the Messiah, to eventually become one of his 12, and of course an author of one of the Gospels. Matthew was reviled by his own people. He was a tax collector, which meant he was devoted to Rome, and Rome were cruel. There's a word on the tip of my tongue. I lost it. They were living in the land of Israel and leading the land of Israel and taxing the people in an incredibly unjust way. They were limiting the way that they could express their faith and lifestyle, and many were expected the Messiah to come simply to emancipate Israel from Rome. So their power in the land was that bad and that oppressive, that many of the Jewish people in the first century expected that the Messiah would be the one to free them from Rome. Little did they know that he was intending to free them from so much more. But Matthew, of course, his life was transformed, and he was not the only one. We see other people in the Gospels and throughout the New Testament, Paul being, of course, a prime example, people whose lives were transformed and who you would have never have guessed would have eventually become proponents of the gospel, ended up becoming some of the strongest proponents of the gospel. And this is a lesson to us that your past does not disqualify you from following Yeshua. He has a new life for you as a son or a daughter. He intends to make you cleansed and new. And even in your new life, you're not defined by your strengths or your victories, and certainly not your weaknesses or your failures. You're his, and that's what defines you. So even someone like Matthew, even someone like Paul, who could look back at their lives and have so much shame for the way that they lived them before they knew Yeshua, it doesn't matter, it's gone. God is calling us to live our new lives in Messiah, unfettered from the past. So if he's brought you to faith and repentance, please know that he has redeemed it all, that he has redeemed it all. There's no more shame. You're not defined by what you've experienced before. You're new, you're clean, you're his. All right? Let the Lord speak to your heart in that today, and I know that he wants to encourage you. Shalom. We'll see you tomorrow.